edition of the Mindset Game podcast, and I'm your host, James Roberts. Before we get started with this week's show, first off, let me take this opportunity to welcome back the regular listeners, and if this is your first time listening to the show, I hope you enjoy this episode and decide to subscribe to the show. Today's episode is going to be slightly a bit different. It's going to be a short one with just me. So before we get started with today's episode, I'd like to wish you all happy holidays and hope you got everything that you wished for. And today's topic, I'm going to go over goal setting. Obviously, it's a very poignant one in terms of the new year in the not too distant future. Obviously, with people's goals they have in mind, obviously, of this time of the year, obviously, even looking at improving themselves for next year, be it weight loss, quitting smoking, obviously change something within their life. Obviously, in some cases, this is very much, you could say, people are very disillusioned because obviously it's a very big, change to make within your lifestyle, to change something so drastically as your, as in this case we'll say health, because be it I won't generalize, but most people don't put their health in that much of importance in terms of be it getting the right nutrition, going to the gym on a regular basis. Obviously, in terms of the gym, obviously January is, for the ones that go on a regular basis, is a nightmare, but obviously you can time it like clockwork. But that, obviously, the membership of your particular gym is going to go up in January twofold, threefold, because obviously the people have got in mind to obviously make that health and lifestyle change by exercising a bit more and get a little bit healthier, lose weight. But however, like I didn't obviously answer a little bit earlier, those people are a little bit disillusioned because you're probably jumping from, what we would say, from A to the middle of the alphabet, and you've kind of not done the steps in between to be able to prepare yourself to get to that, be able to make that change. Whereas looking at it from a motivational standpoint and more of a goal setting type of tip would be to kind of not go from being in a comfortable state, to go into a disillusioned state, because obviously a comfortable state would be you just stay where you are, obviously not change anything, and you'd be within your comfort zone. Obviously, for somebody that exercises, that would be, say for example, you might go 3 times a week. Okay, that's in your comfort zone. Obviously, disillusionedness way of looking at it would be to probably change it and I'd go from 3 to 7. Okay, that's not realistic. Obviously, that you'd have to maybe go out to your comfort zone in terms of looking at it from a discomfort type of mindset and say, if I want to train 7 times a week, I need to look at probably going 4 to 5 times a week to kind of have that curve to be able to get to that goal. And the kind of point to wrap it up is, if you have a goal in mind, whatever it is, obviously for bettering yourself next year, is obviously to look at trying to challenge yourself outside of that box of where you feel comfortable, and be it, I don't know, you want to make a healthy change, be it for your nutrition. Okay, look to change 1 or 2 things. That's not too much of a change out of that norm. Whereas if you went, okay, I need to change everything in my diet, that's not going to work. You won't be able to sustain it, and you'll be back to where you are, and we'd probably be having this conversation 12 months down the line because you weren't able to make those changes. So to take home from this, do challenge yourself and just look to make it so that your discomfort, you're kind of out of that box and you're just pushing yourself a little bit harder than what is comfortable, and you will probably see more changes happen as opposed to making wholesale changes completely, and it just gets too overwhelming and you just say, oh, I can't be dealing with this, and just quit altogether. So the take home from this would be just make little changes, and obviously you'd be on your way to obviously that goal of, if it was to change everything, just doing a little bit at a time, you'll probably get to that goal. So as I've said in previous videos, do like this video, comment below with how you found it. Hopefully you found the tips very useful. Like I've said in previous videos, do comment with other topics you'd like me to cover. And before I forget, I would really appreciate it if you would be so kind as to leave a short written review, as it helps to get the podcast more notoriety and it would be more visible in future to others, and thus helping more people, which my guests and I are all about. Once again, thanks for listening, and I'll catch you next time for another episode of the Mindset Game Podcast.